We've done loads of things with perfect players here on the channel, but what if every club in League 2 had a perfect player? Is a question none of you are asking, but like an obnoxious bell end, here I am, giving you the answers. There is 24 perfect players, one for each League 2 club. They're all strikers. That's all there is to say. Let's get into it. And here we go. We have got a transfer in the future for 50 years' time. Yes, I know normally it's 30 years, but I thought let's give him 50 years and let's see if we can really take over the Premier League. The goal at the end of this is to have every single Premier League club starting the save game in League 2. We've got Wesley Wrexham. We've got alliteration for days here. We've got Wes Wrexham here. All abilities. We've got George Grimsby. Strap yourselves in, folks. This will be a long one. There's 24 players to cover. Martin Morecambe, Manny Mansfield. Look at him, ginger with his ginger beard. Alexander Crew. Think about it. Crew Alexander? Yeah. Rubbish. Simon Stockport. Brad Bradford. Red Forest Green. Milton Keynes. That tickled me, that one. Yeah, not even going to lie. Aaron Accrington Stanley. Who is he? Exactly. Stephen Salford. Lovely little quiff. Niall Newport. Sam Sutton. Nick Notts County. Harry Harrogate. Chris Crawley. Tommy Tranmere. Colin Colchester. Shane Swindon. Look at the locks on Shane. Oh, Wayne Walsall. Graham Gillingham. Barry Barrow. There he is, Barry Barrow. Sorry. Miss Click. William Wimbledon. And Donny Doncaster. And a Donny he is indeed. Now, you eagle-eyed viewers may have seen some of the nationalities. Well, they are none. None of them are English. They are Northern Irish, Welsh, and Scottish. There are 8 for each nation. They're all centre forwards. Now, the thought is some of them might be retrained in different positions. Possibly. Probably not, really, at their clubs. They'll probably just play as a striker. But internationally, they might. But some of them will retire. And then some of them who've never been capped won't have retired, and then they will come in. So over those 50 years where they've got the players, I am anticipating some tournament wins for the international teams of Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. We can but dream. So we have got a long way to go in this experiment. But firstly, we're only going to go the 1 year. 1 year into the future to 2024, because I want to see who strikes first. Well, there we go then. It was Sutton who won the league. Stockport were promoted along with Morecambe, and Milton Keynes Dons in 4th, winning the playoffs with a goal difference of 1. Very high scoring league. A very high scoring league. The lowest goals scored was 65. We will be checking in the top goal scorers in a moment. Lots conceded as well. I've not got a note on Swindon. That's going to be a problem. We'll have to keep an eye on Swindon, but they have gone down in bottom, so maybe they don't deserve a note. Sutton wins the league. So the awards. The top goal scorer, well, look at that. 49 for William Wimbledon. 47 for Simon Stockport, and 47 for Brad Bradford. Them as the national team. They only got 3 of them in the squad, but they have been capped. 2 goals in 4 appearances for William. The Tranmere and Swindon are in this league, and they are expected to go up. In terms of League 2, it's going to be Wrexham who are favourites. Of course, York are favourites to go down, who've just come up. Exeter, though, expected to finish 18th. So some of the teams with the perfect player, not expected, do all that well. That being said, Stockport, Sutton, Morecambe and Milton Keynes Dons are scattered throughout the league in League 1. Stockport could be getting promoted, expected to get a playoff place, according to the media. Sutton and Morecambe's forwards are up front. I don't know why Martin Morecambe hasn't got his little doodah showing, his note, because he does have a note. Work that one out. So, I mean, obviously 50 years, we can't go every single year, can we? We can't go every single year. So we're going to jump to 2028. We're going to go to 2028, so that'll be 5 years into the future, and we'll see how things are going. So here we go. We were here in League 2, and of course, I'm expecting us to lose our teams every single season. So going down, the Swindon went down along with Tranmere, and the following season we had Wimbledon, Salford, Crewe and Mansfield going up. Going down was York and Northampton. Chesterfield, Exeter, Shrewsbury and Wigan were all down there. So yeah, all these teams finished in the bottom 6. The following season, well, Bradford didn't hold themselves in very high regard. Swindon, have we seen Swindon? Swindon are back up and they are there getting promoted along with Tranmere and Wrexham. Colchester winning the playoffs from 7th. And in 2027, again, 4 teams going up, and it's becoming increasingly likely that they're all going to be going up to the Premier League very, very soon, which is exactly what we want to see. Notts County, as you can see, with 102 goals scored. And you can see all the teams that have got one of these perfect players because they're all scoring an absolute plethora of goals the following season. Again, Burton actually getting themselves 4th place. Not enough to go up, though, via the playoffs because Accrington did. Bradford, Donny and Newport going up as well. Now, we've got Grimsby down here who aren't doing very well at all, which is disappointing. Very disappointing indeed. And currently we've got 4 teams, Barrow, Gillingham, Grimsby and Harrogate. In terms of the Panorama National League, there is no one. And the top goal scorers, well, look at this. The first season it was William Wimbledon with 49, as we saw. Then the following season, Alexander Crew got 50 and Chris Crawley got 51 in 2nd place, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it? William Wimbledon, 48. Didn't Wimbledon go up? They went up this season. He went up first season. Sutton as champions and a few other teams. Right, whatever. Chris Crawley, 53. 5 clear of Wayne Walsall on 48. And then George Grimsby with 47 in 46. Disappointing. 18 assists, though, for George. Should be more selfish. He's not impressed, is he? Look at his face. Can't believe he's 3rd on 47 goals. Donny Doncaster, 56 goals. What a Donny he is indeed. Chris Crawley on 50 and Wayne Walsall on 49. Second time he's been in the top 3. And Donny Doncaster winning it for the 2nd season in a row ahead of Brad Bradford, who got a goal a game, and 43 and 47 for Graham Gillingham. But 49 in 43 for Donny Doncaster, and they did get promoted. So he is now going to be playing his trade in League One. Speaking of League One, the first season we had some of our players in there and we saw Stockport and McDonald's going up automatically. So that's back-to-back promotions. Sutton just missing out in the playoffs. On the playoffs? Yeah, just missing out on the playoffs. 7th they finished. Actually finishing 8 points behind Derby. So the playoff pack were quite considerably well and away. It was Sutton and Morecambe who were on 71 and 70 points respectively. It is what it is. The following season, Morecambe and Sutton did go up as the 2 teams that won the league. The following season, Morecambe and Sutton went up automatically, putting to bed that missing out on the playoffs. And the playoffs was actually made up of Mansfield, Salford, Crewe and Wimbledon. And it was Wimbledon that went up via the playoffs. So that's 3 of our teams now going up into the championship. And again, it was Wrexham who won the league in 26-27, Colchester, Tranmere, Crewe and Watford making up the playoffs. 3 of our teams, and all 3 of them missed out. It was Watford that went up. Mansfield and Salford missing out, but also finishing in the top half. Starting to take over League 2 a bit. Starting to get a real good representation in League 1 because all the teams from League 2 are coming up and not all the teams in League 1 are getting promoted. As you can see, Mansfield, Walsall, Crewe, Crawley missing out on the playoffs. Notts County going up via the playoffs. Salford going up automatically in 2nd. And the winners of the league were Swindon. Noteless, but let's not take anything away from them. That's just my incompetence. And here we are, we've got the most recent season. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in League 1, 4 in League 2. So that's 15 teams of the 24, which means 9 are in the Championship or better. But before we go and look at the Championship, we will be looking in on the top goal scorers for the league. And they've not been as devastating as they were in League 2, but they have all broken the 40 barrier every season. Sam Sutton with 46. Even Simon Stockport in 3rd was on 39. We got Manny Mansfield on 44, tied with Alexander Crew. And Alexander Crew got 10 more assists, 25 assists. Why is he 2nd then? Minutes per goal maybe? I don't know. Someone in the comments let me know why that might be the case. He was not to be denied the following season, though, winning by 6 goals and getting 8 more assists than 2nd place. Tommy Tranmere, you selfish boy, didn't even get double figures. Fred Forrest Green, however, won the most recent one with just 43. Not even a goal a game. Disappointing. Season preview is, well, to be honest, the season preview is saying they're all going to be in the bottom 6. Season preview of League 2 as well is they're all going to be in the bottom half as well. Not all in the bottom 6, sorry. Bottom half, apart from Colchester in 9th. But it's not very impressive, is it? Not very impressive indeed. Well, the first time we had anyone up there, it was McDonald's and Stockport, who were the 2 teams that went up back to back. Stockport actually got into the playoffs, losing out to Barnsley. Barnsley back in the Premier League, along with Leeds and Brentford. We then had more representation and more playoff representation. It was Stockport again in 5th. AFC Wimbledon in 3rd, but no cigar. It was Southampton who won the playoffs with Forest and Burnley going up. Sutton, McDonald's and Morecambe also all in the top half, missing out on the playoffs by quite a margin to be fair. McDonald's were on 74 points, 8 points off the pace. Look at this, though. All 4 teams in the playoffs all finished on 82 points. Have you ever seen anything like it? Possibly, but I haven't, don't think. Interesting-ish. And again, well, the first team to make it to the Premier League from League 2 with these perfect players was Milton Keynes Dons. Wimbledon in 3rd, Milton Keynes Dons winning the playoffs. Let's hope they didn't win against Wimbledon, because that would be a real kick in the balls. Stockport finished in 6th. Sutton, Wrexham and Morecambe also making up the top half. And that's the most recent season, so the fixtures and results it was against Wimbledon. To be fair, Wimbledon did come back into it from 2-0 down, but it was a penalty win for Milton Keynes Dons. They brought him off in the 89th minute. He did score. He's played once in central midfield as a makeshift player. So here we are. We are in the Premier League with Milton Keynes Dons. In terms of the season preview in the Championship, though, well, despite the fact they are all finishing in the top half, the media thinks they're going to finish in the bottom half. Well, that just goes to show how important a perfect player is. And Milton Keynes Dons are expected to finish dead last. Nottingham Forest in 15th are actually in the Champions League places. Speaking of the Premier League and Champions League places, how have Nottingham Forest managed that? They finished 5th getting Champions League football. They've had a tycoon fail. Oh, sorry, a tycoon fail. No tycoon. Hussein Ali fails in takeover bid. How are they in the Champions League? Did I see that right? Sorry, they finished 5th. That's why they're in the Champions League. They finished in 5th. I'm trying to work out why they're in the Champions League. They finished 5th. That's it. The reason they were looked down in 15th on the season preview is because it's alphabeticalized. No, it's not. What am I on about? Right. Rewind, stop, pause. The 15th, because the media don't think they're going to do very well, despite the fact they overachieved, finishing 5th with Unai Emery in charge. And breathe. Right. Brentford in top half, doing all right. Top seems to be much of a muchness. It's going to be interesting over the next 5 years to see teams starting to get into the Premier League, penetrate it, and even stay there. So we are going to jump through another 5 years at this juncture. Before we do that, what time is it? What? Ralph o'clock. Yes, it's time for Ralph Watch, who's the manager of West Ham United. He was at Burnley for 3 years. He was hired as the Burnley manager on Boxing Day in 2023. Merry Christmas, Ralph. And then he was relegated in May. They stuck with him, and stuck with him they did. I mean, what I meant to say was, I think they're glad they stuck with him, because in 2025, just a year after getting relegated, he only got them back to the Premier League and promoted. And then 6 months later, 7-8 months later, he left to go and become the manager of West Ham. And he's been at West Ham for a couple of years. Go on, Ralph. So yeah, let's head off to 2033. But if you like this kind of thing, please do consider subscribing to the channel, because there's lots more like this coming, lots more varied and wonderful weird experiments, as well as some educational things smattered in there with personality types and attributes and all that good stuff. So yeah, subscribe while you're here, like the video if you appreciate what I'm doing, and yeah, stick around till the end, because hopefully we've got some interesting results coming. So no one's in League 2. No one is in League 2 whatsoever. So 28-29, we had Barrow and Gillingham going up. Then Grimsby and Harrogate Grimsby going up. So it was Grimsby going up. Then Crawley and Harrogate. Crawley had come back down. Oh, and Grimsby came back down, but Grimsby went back up. And this most recent season, no one was there. And look at all some of these teams. Preston, QPR, Millwall, Blackburn Rovers, Sheffield Wednesday getting relegated out of the Football League. Oh dear. So we've got a lot of teams who were in higher leagues. The Vanarama National League, well, of course, this season we've got Sheffield Wednesday in there, as we've just seen. Swansea already all the way down in there. Oof, dearie me, not doing very good at all. Well, in terms of League One, well, we had quite a few teams going up. Colchester, Tranmere and Accrington flying up there first season. Crawley getting relegated, as we saw, they came back down, but then they did come straight back up. Going up that season, we actually had Bolton and Luton, who are not part of the experiment. Doncaster Rovers did win the league, though. Gillingham and Crewe, followed by Colchester going up. Grimsby going the other way. We have seen them come back. Forest Green, Newport County going up, along with Coventry in 31-32. And in 32-33, Luton and Watford both getting into administration. Luton getting relegated on 6 points. I mean, they did have 12 points deducted, but 18 points is still pretty rubbish. Pretty horrific over here. We've got quite a few teams mid-table and top half. Crewe and Mansfield have actually gone up. And that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams out of the 24 are in League One as we enter the 2033-34 season. None in League Two, which means 18 are in the Championship or better. And of course, as we saw, Milton Keynes Dons did go up, and the following season, did we have any success? We did. It was Sutton in the playoffs, Wrexham missing out in the playoffs, Norwich going up automatically, but Stockport won the league. Congratulations to Stockport. Wrexham the following season with Wimbledon going up in the playoffs. No heartbreak this time around. Colchester getting relegated, unfortunately. Sheffield United also getting promoted. Stockport obviously have come back down, but they've come straight back up as champions. Southampton and Everton also going up as well. But quite a few teams from the Premier League are starting to fall down into the Championship. As you can see, Luton, who we have seen actually go down even further through administration. But we've got, who's in the Premier League currently? Fulham, Burnley, Fulham, Everton, Leeds aren't actually. Leeds are in the Championship. Crystal Palace. Yeah, quite a few teams. Anyway, Stockport gone up as champions. Burnley, Brentford and Leeds going up this season, so none of the teams but Crewe went down, so we actually lost a place, but I think some teams from League 2 have gone up. In terms of season preview then, Brighton 91-1 to go up. Well, bloody hell. Maybe you think they're all going to finish lower mid-table? Yeah, it is what it is. In terms of the Premier League, well, we've got Milton Keynes Dons, Sutton, Stockport and Wrexham and Colchester, and they're going from ranging from 10th to 20th. And we've got a spoiler here. We've got Europa Conference League, which I think means Stockport have won the Carabao Cup. The first season, Milton Keynes Dons finished in 12th, which is absolutely brilliant. Arsenal winning the league. Sutton and Milton Keynes Dons mid-table. Stockport getting relegated. But again, Europa League football for Milton Keynes Dons. Is that an FA Cup win? Sutton and Wrexham mid-table. Wimbledon going down. And then Wrexham, Milton Keynes Dons in the Champions League. They've won the Europa League. They've won the Europa League, haven't they? Stockport getting Conference League football, and they're all mid-table. They're all mid-table. So Milton Keynes Dons, they won the FA Cup in 2031 and the Europa League in 2032. That's absolutely brilliant stuff, isn't it? Can you believe it? AFC Wimbledon runner-up the following season. Carabao Cup, Crewe losing out to Brighton. They seem to have done anything. In terms of Conference Leagues, yeah, no one's got there. In terms of Europa Leagues, well, Milton Keynes Dons did win it. As we predicted / saw, no one's been in the Champions League to actually cause any carnage. So in terms of the shortlist, well, here we go. We've got, in international caps, William Wimbledon has got 88 for Scotland, scoring 60 goals. And the Scottish national team in 2030 have won the World Cup. Can you believe it? Third place was Wales. Runner-up in 2026 is Northern Ireland. They've only got 3 of them in there. Nick Notts County, 70 and 80. Tommy Tranmere, 1 in 1. Wes Wrexham, 38 in 41. The World Cup's been won by Scotland. Very impressive. In terms of the Euros, we've not had a winner, but we've had a run-up for Northern Ireland. Very good indeed. Okay, so I'm very conscious of the fact that we're already 25 minutes into the recording. Don't know how long the edit's going to have been, but we're already 25 minutes in, and we're only 10 years in, and we've got 50 years to go. Plus, we have actually journeyed forward just to see how they all fare once all the players leave. So we're going to start doing 10-year jumps now. 2043, here we come. Well, would you look at that? 10 years into the future, and we've got no one in League One, as anticipated, to be perfectly honest. We're going to rattle through League One quite quickly. So 33, 34, as you can see, promotions galore. No one promoted that season, actually. 3 teams promoted that season, leaving just 2 teams, Bradford and Walsall. Walsall left Bradford all on their own, and Bradford finally won the league on 110 points, 109 goals scored in 2038-39. The top goal scorer, Bradford, did pretty well. Only got 45, to be fair, and they scored over 100 goals. Anyway, so in terms of the Championship, well, in 33-34, Wimbledon went up as champions, then Salford, and we've got loads of teams here journeying through. And as teams are going up, we're going to start to see other teams coming down. West Ham have come down, which is not good news because that means Ralph probably got sacked. Everton is still down here. We've got Colchester and Newport who've gone up. Gillingham and Wimbledon. Wimbledon, that's the second time they've been relegated and come back up. Bit of a yo-yo team at this moment in time. Everton going down to League One. Barrow and Notts County going up to the Premier League. Look at this. Derby and Southampton and Wolves going down to League One. Wolves in League One. Deary me. The following season, well, Everton have come back up, but they've gone back down. Nottingham Forest have gone down. 12 points they finished on. Newport and Forest Green were the top 2 teams. Brighton going up in the playoffs. And of course, with 20 teams in the Premier League, there's always going to be at least 4 teams in the Championship. So Are we just going to be alternating as we get further on in the experiment? Quite possibly. And look at this, 3 teams, and the top 6 was made up of perfect player teams. Crystal Palace going down to League One now. Wolves and Everton coming back up, but going straight back down. And look at that, another 3 teams going up. Wimbledon again, yo-yoing. Salford, Colchester. I think some of these are getting relegated, and then they're coming back up. But I think there's probably going to be the odd team that comes down and stays down. Is there anyone here different that we're noticing? West Ham are still down here. Bournemouth are down here. Brighton are still here. Sheffield United, Norwich, Brentford, Gillingham, Bournemouth gone up. Crawley and Newport County, going up. Crawley didn't win in the playoffs. Leeds going into administration. Did manage to avoid the drop though. Accrington, Salford and Notts County again going up. So three teams going up. And Man City, here we go. The first big team that have been relegated. It's Manchester City. And they are currently in the Championship. And how's that happened then? Well, that's happened, I guess, kind of dramatically. They were winning the leagues. They were finishing the top area. And out of nowhere, 8th, 9th. Then they got 3rd, then mid-table. Broke into the top half again, getting a bit of Europe. And then bang, 17th, 16th. 17th, then 19th, getting relegated. Then down in 16th in the Championship. So pretty abysmal for Manchester City. It's the biggest team that have come down in the most recent season. And we've got Aston Villa down here. We've got Forest Green and Mansfield and Milton Keynes Dons going up. So Milton Keynes Dons have come down. Man City are there in 13th. We've got Wolves back up here. Everton and West Ham just avoiding relegation. Swindon, of course, who haven't got the note. Apologies, Swindon. We've got plenty of teams here. In the season preview, well, they're scattered throughout the league. Well, let's have a look at the Premier League then and see how teams have really been getting on. The first season, we had Colchester going down, Sutton getting Europa League football, Stockport getting Europa League football again. Stockport getting Europa League football from 11th, FA Cup win. Wrexham down here. Conference League football for Sutton, and we've got Wimbledon going down, but we've got teams going down, and we're going to start to see more teams getting here and more teams pushing themselves up the league. And there we go. Milton Keynes Dons, who have actually been relegated and had another spell in the Championship, further on down the line, have actually finished 3rd. And I think we're probably going to, next time we come in, we're going to go straight to the Premier League. I don't want any spoilers about teams going up and down. Well, Chelsea won the league there. Salford going down with Colchester. Man City, despite finishing 13th, they did get Europa League football, so they did all right. Sutton also getting Europa League football from 10th. And that leads me to believe that Sutton won the Conference League. There we go. Another trophy. Sutton getting Champions League football from 5th. Did they win the Europa League, or did they just win? Or did they just qualify? I think they just qualified because Man City have got Champions League football and they win the Europa League as well. They must have won it. Newport getting relegated, sadly. Stockport and Sutton both getting Champions League football. Milton Keynes Dons in 10th getting Europa League football. Conference League football for Wrexham. So that's Carabao Cup. And what? Champions League football for 6 teams. So someone's won something. Oh, Stockport in 2nd. Sutton get down in 7th getting Europa League football. Wrexham getting Europa League football from 13th. That's Conference League for Wrexham. 2 teams getting relegated, sadly. 3 teams getting relegated there. Very disappointing. Sutton back in the Champions League places. Milton Keynes Dons and Stockport making up the Europa League places. Sutton and Milton Keynes Dons 2nd and 3rd respectively. Someone's going to win the Premier League sooner rather than later. And it is sooner. It's the following season. It's 2041-42 and it is Sutton. Sam Sutton takes the Premier League. Wimbledon in 7th getting Europa League football. 8th, sorry, no one else has got any European football I can see. And most recently, again, Sutton, back-to-back league wins. Stockport in 5th, getting Champions League football. The big teams are still there. Chelsea down in 10th, Arsenal in 9th. We are starting to really push up the league and take hold of the Premier League. And in terms of the season preview, well, Sutton are meant to finish 2nd, according to the media. We've got Stockport, Notts County, Dons, Wrexham, Newport. How many teams have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 13 teams in the Premier League, which is actually very impressive. Very impressive indeed. And of course, I do believe we had a Conference League win, and we did. We've had Stockport twice, Sutton once, and Wrexham. The Europa League has been won by Stockport, Sutton, and it's been runners up by Sutton and Wrexham in the last 10 years. And how we got a Champions League win? We got 2 for Sutton. So they got 2 Premier Leagues, 2 Champions Leagues, a Europa League, a Conference League, and in 2041-42 they got the Carabao Cup, having been runner-up 1, 2, 3 times. Also got Carabao Cups for Wrexham and Stockport, and an FA Cup again for Sutton. Sutton have won the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup in 41-42. They didn't win the Champions League. they did win the Premier League. So they won the domestic treble in 2042. Very impressive indeed. For £155 million, they can make signings, and they are making signings. Oh, you better believe they'll be making signings. So 2 wins in a row for Sutton. I am over the moon with that in terms of internationally. Ruud van Nistelrooy is in charge of England. And look at that. We've had 2 World Cups for Wales and a runner-up for Wales. Wales have been prolific in the World Cup. Look at that. Harry Harrogate, great. Harry Harrogate can play central midfield. Oh, he's been retrained all over the shop. Graham Gillingham can play as number 10. Martin Morecambe can also play as number 10. They need to get some more players in the squad. We've only got 3 of them. 2 World Cups, though. Can't argue with that. Have they won a Euros? They have not. They have. So look at get to the Euros. Oh, so we had Northern Ireland we saw was runner-up, and then we had Scotland, Sweden versus Spain in the last final. So yeah, Euros not so much, but World Cups dominating. 2053 here we come then. We were last here in 42-43, and Sutton had won the league, and Sutton have won the league again. Loads of 3 teams going down, loads in the Premier League though. We've got plenty of European qualification. Wrexham getting another Conference League or Carabao Cup win. No, Europa League, that means an FA Cup win. Sutton again winning the league. What's happened to Sutton? Have they had a takeover? We'll have a look at Sutton in a minute, because they're just winning the league again. Top 3, all League 2 teams. Wrexham and Stockport making up the top 3. Colchester also getting Champions League football. Only Man United in the top 6 was not from League 2. Sutton again and again. Oh my God. Sutton have won. How many have Sutton won? Sutton have won 12 Premier Leagues in a row. Sutton have won 12 Premier Leagues in a row. Can you believe that? Okay, so they did get a tycoon in 2041. They've scaled down the funding and withdrawn the funding, but the damage has been done. This is where the tycoon came in. They spent £188 million. Then they spent big, over 200 million on 4 players. Again, not too much in those seasons, over 100 million there. You expect more. In terms of the squad, well, oh my God, they've got another player they've got Sergio Celigrat, £86 million from Valencia, who's 200 out of 200. He looks rubbish compared to Sam Sutton. But they've got 2 players at 200 out of 200. Unbelievable. Ihor Sirenko, who's been there probably for a few years, probably fallen away down to 181 from 199. I would have thought he probably did get there, especially with a resolute personality. And considering they've won 12 Premier Leagues in a row. So in terms of the most recent Premier League, we've got 1 Arsenal, 2 Liverpool, 3 Man United, 4 Tottenham, 4 teams, 16 of them are our League 2 contingents. In terms of Carabao Cups in the last 10 years, we've had Sutton, Forest Green, Newport County, Notts County and Crewe. In terms of FA Cups, well, Colchester, Wrexham, Stockport, Wimbledon, Notts County, Sutton. It's been all League 2 finals. Impressive stuff. Conference Leagues, we've had Wrexham and Colchester winning the Conference League. We've had Stockport twice and Colchester once. Newport County as well winning the Europa League. And have Sutton won more Champions Leagues? Oh my God, you better believe they have. Sutton have won 8 Champions Leagues. 6 of them in the last 10 years. Wrexham have also got themselves a Champions League. Insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, Sam Sutton's only an icon. How's he done for them? I mean, Sam Sutton, he's just scored just the 9, I'm in the way. Just the 985 league goals in 1,119 games. Just getting 30 odd goals a season. I mean, the top goal scorer has actually been shared around tremendously. We've had William Wimbledon winning it a couple of years in a row here. 40 goals this season. Very impressive indeed. Very, very impressive. We're going to check in on Ballon d'Ors at the very end. So anyway, we're going to go through to 2063. I'm on the wrong side. We're going to go through to 2063 at this moment in time. But before we do that, just quickly look at the season preview. Of course, Sutton are going to win the league, expecting. Now, I hope Sutton don't win the league. I hope other teams start to get up there and dethrone Sutton. 2063, here we come. Last time we were here, yeah, Sutton. And look at that. So many teams getting Champions League football. It's fantastic stuff. But Sutton just keep winning the league. And we're just going through. Look, Europa League football, Arsenal getting relegated finally. Sutton again winning the league. United still up there. Chelsea up there still. Liverpool are long gone. Man City are long gone. Sutton again winning the league. Man United nearly getting relegated. Man United did get relegated. Liverpool came back up and stayed up. Sutton still winning the league. Finally, someone else wins it, and it's goal difference. It's Notts County, Liverpool going back down. Chelsea almost relegated, and that would mean that every single team would be a League Two. No, sorry, Tottenham are still up there. Bloody hell. Notts County again winning the league, this time by a point, so Sutton in second. So is Sutton's domination over? No, they're back, and Tottenham are in second. The only... Arsenal as well. So 18 of the 20 teams. Tottenham in third, Sutton again winning the league. And Tottenham down in fifth, Sutton again. Oh, dearie me. Last winner. So 2 for Notts County, 8 for Sutton. Wrexham second, loads. Tottenham doing pretty well. Tottenham are doing the best out of every team. They've had a tycoon in 2056. They've scaled down the funding a couple of times, but they have had a tycoon. So they've done pretty well. Lots of Carabao Cups being shared around, which is lovely to see. And lots of FA Cups being shared around, which once again is lovely to see. In terms of conference leagues, again, we've had plenty. We've had Tranmere, Grimsby, Tranmere twice actually, Newport County, Gillingham, Tranmere 3 times in the last 10 years, excuse me. Europa leagues, again, oh my God, how many times in a row? 7 times in a row in the last 10 years. And most recently, Stockport beating Wrexham, Stockport also beating Tranmere a few years ago, and Newport County losing out to Colchester before going on to win it the following season. There was a Champions League, Sutton got another 7 or 8. No, Sutton have got just 1. Runner-up as well, and then Notts County have got 1. So Notts County have now got themselves a Champions League. So that's Notts County, Sutton and Wrexham. Sutton have got 9 and 20 Premier Leagues. Tommy Elphick has just retired as a hero. Ethan Laidlaw is the current manager. Sam Sutton is still just an icon. I don't get it. I do not get it at all. Well, we're going to 2073 where the players are all about to leave. Sutton have dominated this experiment. And we have all 20 teams in the Premier League be from League Two. It's a tall ask, but it might be possible. We're in the first season back after the last time we were here. Again, of course, Sutton are top. And Notts County have won it. So only Sutton and Notts County have won the Premier League so far. It'd be nice if somebody else won it before the experiment was out. Tottenham getting Champions League football from 7th. Is that a Champions League or Europa League win? Not sure. Sutton are back on top of the league. Wrexham again missing out. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Tottenham's still up there in Champions League places. And I think they're the only team. Chelsea also 17th. Well, Chelsea have just got relegated. Swindon getting relegated, but they should have a note. They just don't. Tottenham in 8th. Notts County winning the league again. Notts County. Tottenham down in 7th. There's 19 of the 20 are all from League 2. We've got Stockport getting Champions League football. That's from Europa League win. Notts County again, so they've taken over. Sutton actually down here in 4th. Tottenham falling away, but not falling away enough. I don't think it's going to... 14th. Sutton back on top of the league. You're telling me there's a chance Tottenham are 17th? Oh my God. They get relegated this season. We could do it. 12th. Bloody hell. I've not even looked who's won the league. Not Sutton and Notts County. And most recently, there you go, Tottenham not relegated again. Mansfield have finally won a league title. Bloody hell. Look at that. The first time someone who's not Sutton or Notts County won the league, and it's Mansfield. Notts County got 8 Premier Leagues. They've also got 5 FA Cups. We'll look at the FA Cups now. The FA Cups have been won by majority of League 2 teams. Of course they are, because they're all Premier League teams. Everyone else is in the Championship. Carabao Cup, once again, shared around wonderfully well. Conference leagues as well. We've absolutely obliterated loads of conference leagues. We've also smashed the Europa League to next week. Look at that. Every single team has been English. The only team that's not got a note on is Tottenham. Back into the mid-2050s. Nearly 20 years. Champions Leagues. Notts County, Sutton, Colchester have won a Champions League. So there we go. Colchester have got 1. Notts County have got 3. Sutton got 12. Sam Sutton is still just an icon. 174 caps, 158 goals for him. He's now got over 1,400 goals for them. In terms of the shortlist, let's have a look at the shortlist. Look at this. All-time goals. Brad Bradford with over 2,100 goals. Quite a few of them over 2,000, to be fair. We're going to go and have a look at international accolades, actually, at this moment in time. 2 World Cups for Scotland. 2030 and 2046. Wales with 1, 2, 3, 4 World Cups. No World Cups for Northern Ireland. Anyone in the Euros? Well, Wales in 2044 were the first team to take it, and that's the only team to win it, and the only team, apart from Scotland and Northern Ireland earlier on, to actually get to the final. Our international teams did so much better in the World Cups, which is weird. The Golden Ball, well, this is going to be interesting. We've got, well, Simon Stockport and Sam Sutton have pretty much cleaned up. Sam Sutton's won it 10 times. Simon Stockport has got 1, 8, 9. So it was 10-9 to Sam Sutton over Stockport. World Player of the Year. Well, look at this. This has just been an absolute free-for-all of World Player of the Year ever since the 2030s. Wow. I think anyone's not won it from League Two. Football of the Year, again, it's just a who's who of the League Two perfect players. In terms of Team of the Year, well, for all seasons, it's Nick Notts County. We've got Sam Stockport and Harry Harrogate are also in there. And on the bench, we've got Niall Newport. Interesting. Augustine Frimpong for Sutton. Look at this. Quite a few players for Sutton, actually. Lee, Patrick Even for Notts County, Julio Guinazu. I suppose they have won like over 20 Champions Leagues in 50 years between them. But there you go. That's nearly the end of the experiment, to be honest. So Sutton and Notts County did better. We're going to go through to the end, and we're just going to see how all the teams did without the perfect player once they'd gone. Did they stay there, or did the old teams start to build themselves back up? Back to the Premier League. Well, here we go then. As you can see, we're looking down the league, and we've got Man City and Tottenham there. So Tottenham stayed, it looks like. Arsenal back up there, but most of the teams are still represented in the Premier League. In terms of past winners, it's been Stockport, Sutton. We've gone 25 years into the future. Did I mention it's 2098? Sutton, Stockport. Sutton have got 27 Premier Leagues now. 12 Champions Leagues. So they've not won Champions League since they lost their player. But Stockport, you better believe they have 11 Premier Leagues and 4 Champions Leagues. And you know what? This is all since our player left. Current Champions League holders as well. Mansfield have got one. Milton Keynes Dons back here. Gillingham. Fair play. We're going to quickly go down the leagues, and we're just going to see what's gone on. Well, Man United have just won the playoffs against Chelsea. We've got Morecambe, Accrington, Harrogate, Bradford and Crewe. 5. Anyone in League One? No one in League One. Aston Villa are down there. We're going to keep going down. No one in League Two, but I'm just having a quick look to see if I notice any teams that sort of stick out and make me go, whoa. I mean, Watford in 3rd. In the Vanarama National League, we've got Brighton. West Ham are the 2 biggest teams there. West Ham and Brighton. And we have gone down to the Vanarama National League North and South. So we're going to quickly have a look at this league, but I'm not noticing any Premier League teams in the Vanarama National League North. And the Vanarama National League South, well, Luton have just been promoted via the playoffs. So Luton, and that is it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to the Premier League. It has been one hell of a ride. Stockport have won the most recent season by goal difference. Stockport have done very well post all the players leaving. Sutton were the overarching winners of the experiment. Well done to Sam Sutton, who also won the most Ballon d'Ors. Well, that's what happens if you put a perfect striker at every team in League Two. But what happens if we put the perfect goalkeeper at every side in League Two? Well, you have to come back another day and find that out, because that is what's going to happen in a future experiment. If you've got ideas for experiments, do let me know in the comments down below. Like the video while you're here. Subscribe to the channel. Take good care of yourselves, gang. I'll see you soon.